hours do you reckon you could stay awake for?
Competitively, 24.
Well, yesterday I can use as an example. I stayed awake for 8.5 hours. I did.
8.5?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, the sleep is very important. For me, it's very important. For me, sleeping is very important. I think it's very important, the sleep, for me.
People think that when you work on nights that you'll automatically go sleep in the daytime because you're so tired. It doesn't work like that. I wish it did. Because you're really, like, I come home at 6 in the morning, I'm buzzing, aren't I? I probably could go to about 10, 12. I probably could stay awake all day, actually. But then all of a sudden, bang, it hits you like a wall.
What happens is, if, say, for instance,
It turns into a grumpy old... That's what happens.
What was I going to say then? I had a good one, eh?
Oh, sorry.
I don't go to bed till late. I couldn't go at 9 like you.
You couldn't?
No.
9:30 and that's it?
Lunchtime?
No.
No.
Normally, I'd have 6 to 7 hours sleep. I think it's advisable to have 7. I know that if you have more than 7 or less than 7, you're likely to die earlier.
If you're tired enough, you'll sleep anywhere. Doesn't matter where it is, as long as it's warm and dry.
That's all you need, really. Slept in fields, stuff like that.
Tunnels.
Under motorway bridges.
Slept in the middle of motorways, actually, a couple of times. Yeah.
It does something queer to folk, doesn't it? I mean, they might be a bit more sparky, and they might be in the mood for love.
I could sleep 12 hours, easy. I could go to bed now and not wake up till 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
5. There's the phone ringing.
Right. Hello? Hello? No, I'm sorry, she died ages ago. You need to update your records a bit better. She didn't. There's only the neighbour that moved, but they don't like to.
I heavy breathe at night.
No, man, you snore.
I don't snore.
You've always snored.
No, I don't snore.
You snore.
I don't snore. I don't snore.
You do.
Why
are you doing that? I'm telling you, I've heard
breathe.
you snoring, right? And you won't believe it. Like, I'm gonna lie to you about something like that. You snore, man.
I don't snore.
You do, like a pig.
I've never heard a pig snore.
It's diabolical. I'm not.
If I ever sleep on my back, I have those dreams where it's like you can't move. Really scary dreams. Like you're half awake and half asleep, and I really hate that.
You never ever sleep on your back, do you?
Not anymore.
Well, that's...
If you don't get your sleep, you don't approach him, really. Don't approach him until he's... seriously, forget about brown grizzly bears, but they don't do damage.
What about you when you're tired? You're just like the living dead. I talk to Francis comatose. Can't do nothing.
No, I don't do that. I don't do that crazy stuff.
In the day life, you hear a little bird tweet and it sounds really lovely. But if that little bird is tweeting at 11 o'clock when you're trying to go to sleep, you want to kill them. But in the morning, you think, oh, lovely little bird.
For me, it was because it was...
Because I went to bed the other day and that little was like there tweeting in that tree and I want to get him down. There's a whole family in there.
Yeah, you will then decide that it's almost like...
Shut up.
Okay, Stephen, have you ever sleep talked?
Well,
how do I know?
How's he going to know if he sleep talks?
You should ask her that question.
No, sometimes Stephen's like tossing and turning, and I think he's probably running away from somebody. He's probably doing something that he shouldn't be doing, or he's usually, he does something. So I don't know what he's doing.
Open the door, Daddy. I'm sleeping. Daddy, let me in. Daddy, let me in. I ain't getting out of my bed. You know what time it is? It's 12 o'clock. Do not make eye contact. Hay. Hay, lots of hay and cows.
Do you dream?
Dun ho.
No.
Run home.
No.
Bang ho.
Dream.
Oh, yes, I dream.
Yeah, they're terrible, aren't they?
Oh no, I always dream the same dream, and I can never get to the bottom of it.
Better go back to sleep.
Yeah, go back to sleep.
What's the neighbourhood like round here, both of you?
Down in the ghetto, that's where the life is so cold.
We don't live in the ghetto. It's an inner city we live in.
It's an urban redevelopment scheme. The council really wants to know.
Urban.
You know what I mean?
Remember, state the word.
I know it's not mine. It's beyond my wildest dreams because it's really upmarket. And I'm not kidding you. I would never have dreamt in a million years when I was in Newcastle. I would be living in a place like this.
It's.
And what do you mean by that, kind sir?
What do you mean, substance? Substance? What's the substance?
Subsidence.
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 Yeah.
Subsidence.
You're lean.
Yeah, I'm lean. Yeah, I've got a leaning problem. Yeah.
No, you mean if... What do you mean, Dad?
That was built by boys who knew how to build houses in the 1950s, because that's built with brick. See? A lot of these houses you see now, they're just thrown up. This one was built putting one brick on top of the other. I think I'm here permanent now. Absolutely permanent.
Well, it's just nice to know that there's, like, I come here and there's people like Muriel and a few hundred, well, a few.
Yes,
yes,
a few.
And they're all the same. We're all here for the same purpose.
Companionship.
That's it.
Friendship, conversation. We talk about past lives sometimes, future. What we're going to do tonight.
Monday I wait for Thursday, Thursday I wait for Monday.
No, I didn't say that.
No, I know you didn't, but
mine
I
was
do.
I said to one of them, did you have a nice weekend?
I've noticed when you pass people down here and you're smiling to say good morning, you sort of wouldn't do that in Newcastle. In Newcastle, they would think you were soft. I mean, you just didn't do that. People just sort of walk past each other and bump into each other. But down here, it's just nice and friendly and I like it. I mean, it's great.
Well, you don't know what's around the corner, but I can't be doing with moving again.
Well, the shop's around the corner.
What do you mean, the shop's around the corner?
Well, there's the hairdressers, the shoe shop, the clothes shop,
What's that
and there
got
was a
to-
post office. Well, you said you never know what's round the corner, and I do. I do know what's round the corner.
What next? Bedroom with a big leak in the roof?
No.
Which we don't know where it's coming from because nobody's bothered to look.
Because I like to call myself lucky. But having your house struck by lightning on the first day when you move in seems to me that ain't such a lucky thing.
As I look down, I can see an empty beer keg standing beside a plastic bucket full of don't know what. And looking out further, a melange of undergrowth and rubbish and rocks and bricks and concrete and shoes, and then in the distance the marvellous vista of the motorway. It's like a dream come true.
That's a cuckoo. That's a cuckoo that you can call a cuckoo in with that. That does that call twice. And then you have to wait, and the cuckoo that will reply back to you. And then you do it again twice, and that will bring the cuckoo all the way as close as you want that. You can call them in, and then of course you shoot them.
Well, I've been involved since I was 3 or 4. My parents were both very horsey. I'm planning to go totty hunting a bit later, but I gotta run. Well, that's after I've jumped my class, because otherwise I'll run out of time. And I'll get in trouble by the parents because I haven't done my job properly. But plenty of time for everything.
We got one donkey that came from the middle of London. That got too much for his owner. We've got another donkey that came from Ross-on-Wye. We've got another donkey that's came in with another donkey, and then we've got another donkey that came with a little donkey.
How often do you get out and about in the grounds?
There was a time when I was a young man that I used to regularly go for long walks around, but I don't often go in without somebody telling me which way to go. Something that had fallen down in the, or been knocked down, I don't know quite how it came to my plate, in the safari park. And that was an antelope of some kind and had a special name, but I can't really remember what it was. And that, I think, we all had a portion of it somewhere around the estate.
I had to stand on one leg and do a raspberry, go arse over, what's it, in front of 250 people. And I bonked my head. I thought it was a goner. And I heard them, as I hit the floor, go, and it was weird because it like took off. I just like flew. And I was just so embarrassed. I was like, no, I'm fine, just get back on, I'm fine. We did a show a couple of years ago, and 8,000 kids saw it in a week. We had about 1,000 kids per performance. And the kids were like, you know, they were 8 or 9, screaming blue murder. Oh, I've never been so scared in all my life. I must be stupid. And you get out there, and you look out and you think, they're just loving it. And they're completely engrossed in what you're doing.
We're great beach people, but not sunburning, but not sunbathing. The bottom line is we never sunbathe. Yeah, indeed. My wife and I holiday annually in Cornwall or Devon. My wife actually must have sea and coast on her holiday agenda. So that over the many years, even though all our holidays have been in Britain, we've only once been to a non-coastal county, which is Shropshire. We had a fine holiday there, but the need to be near the sea nevertheless draws us back time and time again. In our own part of the world, we're extremely attached to Whitby and visited in what's called our Whitby season, which is from October to March. As to the finest holiday that I've had, I would probably say, paradoxically, that it was in the Lake District during the foot and mouth epidemic.
Pet hates. What I hate, pet hates. I don't hate too much. I'm annoyed by certain things, so can we go for pet annoyances? Yeah, instead of hates. Yeah, that's better.
If there's something that annoys you, something that gets on your nerves, something that is the one thing that sets you off, that is a pet hate.
Speed cameras.
Bees, honey.
No, speed cameras. You know, to catch cars if they go. Yeah, speed cameras.
No.
Because I can't stand listening to the radio, because the radio I find really irritating. I can't stand just having loads of noise in my head. I hate that. I just like to have silence in the morning, and if there's any noise, it's just me talking to myself.
Yeah, annoyances. Annoyances. Yeah, what annoys you? You. Okay, fine. I think that wraps up that question. Can we move on to the next one now?
No, let's elaborate. Let's find out why I find you annoying.
It is very self-righteous, actually.
No.
You
No,
are.
I'm not
You always
having
think
that.
you're right.
No,
I like to
no.
get the last word.
No, that's not right.
Well, I think you do think you're right.
No, I've changed a lot.
But there you're doing it now, saying I'm wrong, so you're right.
Well, I'm hardly going to say, oh yes, I am self-righteous.
Not in a horrible way, though.
Oh, what's a nice way of being
I
self-righteous?
don't know, it's just you. I'm just used to you being like that.
Right. Self-righteous? No. No.
What do you think about speed cameras?
Eating?
Speed cameras.
Sorry.
Speed cameras.
Nope. Don't get it.
Do you know what speed cameras are?
Cucumbers.
Yeah, I don't like people breathing down my neck. No, I don't like anybody breathing down my neck. And it makes the hairs on my back of my neck stand up if I can feel somebody breathing down my neck. Get back.
Drunk people. I hate them. They behave like a gang of wild animals, who are not animals. They're loud, they shout, birds fly off. They're singing hip-hop song that doesn't make sense to anybody. And they're wearing these white trainers and walking like orangutans normally, yeah? The hands is forward, the bend, and they're going like...
It's just like if you're driving down the motorway, now they sling bleeding coke cans out the window at 60 and 70 mile an hour.
Do they?
Yeah, that's happened to me 2 or 3 times in the last couple of months. All of a sudden some practice slings a coke can out the window and it goes bouncing along and goes past your window about 70 mile an hour. And hope as you're driving along that the thing don't bounce on your motor, innit? Because you end up with dents everywhere. You end up with hammer finish. Hammer finish motor.
The best thing you can do is leave traces of poo in the way, because they're actually not looking at all on the ground, they're looking at the girls around them. They step on it, they walk with it, then starting to smell. So they blame each other and they look at the sole of the shoes and that's it. They've been hit by us. And show them that you can be dangerous, but in a smelly way.
This is a funny question. What do you think your most unappealing habit is, both of you?
Energetic.
Unappealing habit.
Unassuming habits.
Unappealing.
I've no
Sort of nasty habits, if you've got any bad habits.
None.
None.
Oh, no, we haven't any bad habits.
No.
There are a few bad habits. I tend to scratch a lot, and I also, unknown to me, I tend to pass wind a lot when I'm in public, but that doesn't really worry me, because you've got to pass wind or you might blow up.
What's that mean?
Bad smells.
Yeah, that's natural, isn't it?
Not that much isn't natural.
You've got that many bad habits. I don't know if we've got all evening to discuss them.
I don't think I have I? Hey? What bad habits have I got? Pardon you.
Pardon me.
Yeah, you can't not do it, can you? It's not like biting your nails, which you just do.
You don't have to force it so much.
Don't force it, just...
You do. Like that.
It's not true.
Well, every time you go fishing, you never know what you're going to catch, and every bite you get, it could be something different. I mean, I just caught a perch, which is only a little thing, spiky perch. Well, there's been a few times I've fished with one where I haven't had any bites all day. For a couple of times I've been you against the fish, basically. But today's been good, which is very unusual because it's been so cold. But obviously they're hungry.
The thing that excites me about performing is that it's a release of any tensions that you might have inside you. You've got to communicate with the audience, but not to look at them, because you are apart from them and it will break the illusion. The one I first saw when I was a little kid was called Doodles. Yes, I like the clowns. I like slapstick. If there aren't a few butterflies around in the tummy before you go on stage, you're probably not going to give a good performance. You've got to be keyed up. That's something I hadn't really considered, appearing on television. But if the chance came, yes. Yes, it would be a new dimension.
Yes, I think we've got a lovely beach. The only problem is obviously the sea doesn't come in very often. Usually it's only in twice a day, and it usually seems to be the wrong time of the day for holiday makers. My ideal British holiday, I'd probably like a weekend sit and bake myself living by the sea.
It's noticeable we don't get cold winters anymore. They're just wet. So we might survive another